Hitting contrail, unfortunately, there's a whole bunch that ain't doing anything but the trick. Interesting, isn't it? Okay, and another thing is a high volume. So yesterday was clear, and I said, and it's on the tape, that we would be getting more today as they prepare us for another round. We had about 140 straight hours of overcast that had started last Sunday. Today is Sunday. Last Sunday at noon, and then it just got more and more until we were overcast for that entire period, and then it was clear yesterday. And as I predicted, they would be back doing it again today. And again, another thing is the sheer volume in dwarfs. Yesterday there was 5 jets all day, and now you can't even keep up with how many there are now. Welcome, my friends, to Chemtrailia. And about 15 minutes later, those haven't gone anywhere, just spreading into what? Into that. Ooh. And look, as we look up, looks like they're starting to bring in the charged particles, magnetic particles, I'm sorry, I keep saying charged, conductive, probably magnetic particle emission, which is decidedly different than those. Oh yeah. Alright, 10 minutes later, yeah, not going anywhere. More and more coming in. We're looking at off ones still hanging and growing. But I want to show you how much there is, see? That's all jet Cirrus. All of it. And that's what, again, I've said it many, many times now, that's what Air Force and, NOAA and NASA don't tell you. Maybe NOAA can't even figure it out. It's true for meteorology, just how much there is. How much jet Cirrus there is. This is the leading edge of that huge mass coming in from the west and midwest, where we had a brief gap. From this, you can actually see the shadow that the guy's right there. See, he's just above it. That's his shadow on the crud. And go for the gold. Okay, everyone's favorite, the persistence of jet Cirrus. Okay, I think that's enough for now. It's not getting any different. That's basically now it's this way at 360 degrees, which I will show you. Thin but dense. And then we'll look over here, show you 360 totally. The complete region is covered from horizon to horizon. And see, the sun, can just barely get through it. That shows you what its density is, remember? Thin but dense. And we saw plenty of chemtrails or persistent contrails and their shadows directly on it, so all this stuff's at 30,000 feet. A pair of two, a team of two, right there. No, both of them are dissipating, which of course is highly problematical. Well, this one might have just turned on, considering what they're next to, right? Again, yes, I missed something. Check it. 1, 2, 3, at least, right there. The unclean ones. Here's one. Check this out. Here's this guy coming in. Here's this guy doing some kind of whacked out bank. So, that. It's really strange. Oops. My fault. Alright, that's enough for now. There's plenty of it everywhere. But the sun sets, you start to not be able to see it too much. All that stuff way off in the distance we can see. Some chemtrails. And plenty of gray slime. Today, I was outside most of the day, cleaning and staining the deck. And she looks good. Here's little Sandra. And for the most part, this has been what's been going on. No discernible or standout gray slime, just mostly cloudy, with some sun coming through, which is okay, and no jets. But it was nice, but with some sun, as I showed you. But then I saw this stuff coming in, and I'm going, oh, okay, it's gonna rain, It's probably, my camera isn't capturing the darkness. It was coming over from this direction. It's like, it so looked like rain clouds. Like I started putting all the stuff away. All rain, rain sensitive. It's like, oh, nope, fooled again. Then it was strangely flattened. Dense but thin. No rain. Anyway. Thicker, and it's a pretty low altitude blanket of the same bizarro cloud. Thin but dense, strangely flattened. Looks like it should rain, but it doesn't rain. So that's what that stuff is. And notice the fall Cirrus look. But over here, now another thing is what happened to all the cumulus clouds that were over us? I don't see any evidence of them, but nonetheless, there's Megaslime generations going on right there in a typical place. I love that area, and down into the Gulf, across Texas, and right there, it's great. You see how much denser it is? It's anomalous too. See, it doesn't bear any resemblance to its sisters. Just all starts. I didn't get I only just checked it, but nonetheless, and then also the 3 is similar sized, blooming at the same rate. 21, that's definitely what it is. It's all turning into a form of gray slime. And look at all that, see? There's nothing natural about that stuff, man. And now over us, I just was outside, it's understated. You don't realize, it's like a pool table, an upside down pool table with, some kind of fake fur is the top, is the material. It's like featureless. Some fur felt sky, and we get that all the time. It's really sickening. It's dreadful. It's like an evil science fiction movie, and that's the thing that's attracted my attention more than anything else for the past year and a half. It started in fall of 2011 at high altitude, and it was thinner, but it would be, but by night, middle of the night, it'd be like felt like a freaked out. Sometimes it'd be low like this. Other times it'd be very high altitude. Way happens all the time. Alright, 23rd. And what do we have? We have 360 degrees of this. Right? Thin but dense. Sun tries to peek out. You can actually see a tiny gap. It's the only gap in what is otherwise a completely, nearly featureless, giant blanket of low altitude, oppressive clouds producing no rain. They were here all night. They've been here, it's now about 1 in the afternoon, all day. And this is the stuff we get over and 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 over. It's not good for plants, people, and other living things. Princess Tiffany knows. Alright, it's the 23rd at 4:16. We're going to have a visit. They've been very mellow, but we're finally getting a visit. Actually, to be perfectly accurate, it's the second visit. Our friend was here for a brief pass through about an hour ago. Wow, he was so legal, he didn't even come here. He just went over the park. I'm sorry. Gray slime. Jet Cirrus is coming. Laura Anya. Alright, we're gonna pay off little Foxla. Foxla! Ember. You are one good looking dog. Okay, we don't want barking there, do. We're gonna buy her off. I know I shouldn't buy her off. We're gonna buy her off. We're gonna buy her. Come on. Come on. You're so chicken. Come on, you're so chicken. Ooh, that was hard. Good girl. She's sweet. Yeah, so your precious ears will not be bothered. There it is. Ah, that's the stuff. That's Jet Cirrus. That's gray slime. And see, as I told you, the sky was actually full of a very thin amount of it, giving that tracing paper effect. But here, that was the leading edge of this. 100% Jet Cirrus, fall Cirrus at, yes, ladies and gentlemen, 30,000 feet. Probably still busy, but that's coming up to us. So I'm going to go out on time lapse this. And there's the compression line of being managed on compressed and squeezed, so it's like raining right in the very dead center of it. Straight line. Yeah, and here we are. I was right. See, I came right outside. There's Okay, that should show us enough. This is a very, very typical pattern. It's now 5 o'clock, where we saw the jet cirrus, very thin amounts of it around noon, shortly thereafter, and then it just gets dense more and more steadily, and none of it shrinks, none of it evaporates. Every shred of it keeps adding to itself, even as more and more of it comes in, until it turns into this featureless, thick science fiction goo, like it is all the time. No, it's not cool. Now let me show you one other. Okay, you can see, it's like you'd think, okay, it's getting dense, it's going to rain. No, it's not going to rain. As a matter of fact, as you look over toward the west, and you can see it's sort of thinning out some. But I looked at Intellicast, and I'll show it. It's kind of like a bit of a band of thinning, and then it gets thicker further toward out to the west, toward West Virginia, and it looks like there's light rain or mizzle involved, which we might get. It's jet cirrus, and obviously that's all we've been covered in, just thicker jet cirrus. That's all jet cirrus, all of it. See the tendrilization, all that stuff, that shows you it's everywhere. And of course we saw it over us, that's all we've had, and it started thin and got thicker and thicker. That's what all of that stuff is, and that's what's over us. Now we're going to go and take a look at it. Is that jet cirrus? I don't know, but we'll find out. And it looks like more is being generated down in the Gulf of Mexico. See how it goes against the flow of air? And then grows and gets thicker than anything else around. See that stuff? Kablam! It's awesome. And then it all turns into this, jet cirrus. So right now. Alright, we step outside. Let's see what's going on. Yep, I'm afraid so. What is it? You know what it is now? Jet cirrus. Gray slime. Of course, it's very well developed because it came from much further away. I'm going to do some work. Oh, 6:52. See, it pays to look up. Good timing. What do we have? Yeah. Magnetic particles, conductive particles. Didn't spread into the cloud. They just collide. Coke bottle together. Because they're attractive, and then we've seen a million times, they snap apart at an initial rate of hundreds of feet per second, but that quickly slows. So they're up there putting up the stuff that they use to steer all this. And again, more evidence is found in those rain compression lines that are right at the center of this huge mass going all the way down to the Gulf of Mexico. And whatever rain there is, it's directly in the center, meaning that it's being squeezed on both sides. Probably wouldn't rain much at all if it weren't being squeezed. It's beautiful! Chemtrail with fighter jets. Like F-15s, I think. Comes a chemtrailer right now. I just turned it on right there. Isn't that great? In the midst of all that stuff, flying level, and then it's like boom, on it goes. Now here you can see what that's pure jet cirrus gray slime with the sunset color showing, and then here this denser stuff is coming in over us, which is again is a little bit lower, not much, but enough that it's now dark where the other stuff is still getting the sun's rays. But see it? It's the same stuff over and over. Thin, but dense. This is thicker than jet cirrus, but not much. About you gotta make your own clouds, and then you govern them. Alright, it's the 25th, around noon. It's clear. There's a definite tracing paper effect around the sun, showing that their stuff's up there, but there's no discernible jet cirrus or gray slime. And about 12 minutes later, still right there and growing. Yeah. Okay, that's the bad news. Remember, persistent contrails that are actually a function of water vapor coming out of the engine and causing a seed crystal effect, pulling water vapor out of humidity. It's got to be really, really, really cold, man. It's not. And plus it has to be 55% humidity or higher. It's not. It's hot out. It's a very warm day. You can't just ice crystals. Just can't sit there like that and grow. Alright, well, it's obviously coming in and they're doing it, so let's do a little time lapse. And we have to pick one place in the sky, and they're doing it over there, so let's pick that area. They'll probably all go right behind me, so I don't catch them, but we'll see. Well, I knew it. Didn't I told you it was going to be like out of the camera frame. There it is. That's the first big one of the day. I mean, actually they had this over at the horizon. Those are big too. This is magnetic particles. See, so they can put conductive material and govern it, guide it through propagation in the layer. That's, again, those patents are well established. The science is ever so sound, and the Air Force owns many of the patents that are involved in the actual transmitters and how it's done. There's one. There's a collision right there. Alright, see it? Bam. And they pull apart at hundreds of feet per second initially. See them pulling apart? And then at the ends, the stuff aggregates, because that's where the remaining mass is. Of it. Watch this one. See, that guy came out of the north, and what did he do? He's made a total turn. There, he's joining one that's releasing charged particles or magnetic particles, conductive, and he's doing cloud making stuff. Yeah, there he goes. That way. Not that way, and it's now re-emitting. See, two different kinds right next to each other. And obviously he was sent to match that guy's course. So what does this mean? It means that they're chartered. See, there's no flight plan for this guy, unless you want to pretend that the passengers held a vote. We changed our mind. Better on reversal than you can. Sorry, so much sun in the eye, it's hard to track it. Yeah. Hi, Tiffany. You're so great. God, that cat's awesome. Now it's like, yeah, it's just lots of jets flying. Yeah. There you go. Right. And it doesn't even look like ice crystals, does it? You know? It looks like powder that's coming out and, you know, just drawing water vapor out like a banshee, which is what it is and what it does. Big one, and he really started. They're pouring it out of that guy, and his partner is like still doing, you know, dissipating. I love that. It's just so great. Yeah, that's the stuff. See, it's also hollow. They're tubular. Each line is tubular, and those are like donuts of it. They actually are ring-shaped, whether it's dense. And they're followed immediately by this guy. Looks like they turned him on too. Still trying to unload my groceries. There wasn't that many either. There's another one right there. They just turned that guy on. He was short dissipating until they reached that point. Here's the 4-engine monster we've been waiting for. And I think our friend Las Vegas Skywatcher is right that it comes out of 2 engines, not all 4. And he's making a course change. We don't know, we don't have flight plans anymore. We just fly by the seat of our pants. Only 2 minutes left on this tape, so I'm not going to burn it up on this guy. We know what this stuff does. Here's a good example of it though. Right there. collision, snap, flies apart, and then same all the way along the line. They never go apart, never over, never under. This is also good because you can see by the shadow on the gray slime, the chem cloud, the jet cirrus, he's right there. So the sun is casting that light, his shadow right on it. This may be the best way to close out the tape, man. There's only 40 seconds left. I'm gonna wait for a second. Sorry. Yeah, totally attractive material. Isn't that amazing? Obviously it can't be the wind that's doing that. They'd both be affected the same way. So, I mean, if you want proof that they're spraying stuff, look no further than this. There's no way water vapor can do that. So I think it comes to the secondary airflow through the outer cowling, and that's why it's got that, you know, spirally look to each tube. Damn it. I hate running out of tape at a time like this. Some things do cheer us up. Just Tiffany.
Seems like to be the problem with the United Nations because we're losing so much.
Same altitude. Oh.
We're
428 end of the tape. There's another big 4-engine one doing the same thing. Yeah. Okay.